Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT podcast. We're all here.
No. What number are we?
We're all here. We don't talk about the number of the podcast episode here. We're all here. Am I right?
It's Friedman, also known as episode 127, but also known as Friedman.
And on the left,
just Tyler.
I forgot my name.
Shit.
I need a name.
And speaking of needing a name, the guy who always comes up with a new name. Well,
XX Subi Boy XX Son. What's up?
My God.
What's up?
Yo, you're
that's
that
the name.
guy I played in Forza last night who had sex with my mom, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I did. Yeah, I wish I had my vape to.
Oh boy. Yo,
my
pass the
God.
Doritos.
Yeah,
Please
where's my
don't.
snapback?
Don't be like Mark. Don't do it.
Nah, I won't do that. Yeah.
Don't do it.
We are back. We are here, and we are ready to talk about
Rumble.
what? No. Oh shit.
What?
Oh, we are ready to
We're actually
rumble.
gonna fight. Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're back and ready to blow through the news that was assembled last minute, just like the Avengers. Speaking of the Avengers, Netflix.
Just jumping over the topic. Let's go. All right.
No, that was the
Netflix.
idea. People thought we were gonna talk about one thing. We'll swerve back to that later. So Netflix released a couple trailers that are pretty hype. One of them, I was much more important than the other. We are a month away, or 2 weeks away, from Castlevania Season 4. And
Wait, when is it? Isn't it on the 10th? Or is it later?
I thought it was like next Friday, not this Friday.
I keep fucking up these dates. It's probably next Friday.
It's the 13th.
Okay, well,
that is
I don't
next
want to
Thursday.
I fucking
Next
okay,
Thursday.
next Thursday, whatever. So it's gonna be like midnight next Thursday. So Friday's the watch day. Either way. So by the next podcast, me and Val will probably have watched all of Castlevania Season 4. So we finally got a trailer, and we were actually lucky enough that this came out right before Anime Thursday night. So me, Val, Tyler, Luigi, and Freeman watched this together. Or no, Luigi wasn't there yet. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, brother.
I'm pretty sure one in 3 frames in this trailer is an impact frame.
Aiden, did you watch this trailer?
I'm watching it right now.
Oh, okay, good. Good. That's fine.
Dude, it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, this I'm not gonna watch it again only because I don't want to get too into watching every frame of this trailer. But this trailer looks so good.
It looks good. I don't remember any one particular scene. I just remember a lot of cool sequences. So
It's honestly I think Freeman and Tyler, I turned to you guys and I was like, this looks like this is a lot of episodes worth of content. Like there are.
I feel like they pulled from like every episode probably.
Yeah, there were like 8 distinct fight scenes clearly that we had drawn scenes from. And with the last few seasons we didn't really get fight scenes until nothing major until like halfway through the season. I mean, hell, remember last season was like, oops, last 2 episodes of craziness.
I think the first episode had them like fighting monsters in the woods, but then there was like 2-3 episodes that there was almost
That's
nothing.
true. Yeah. I don't know if we know how many episodes there are. There's probably 8 again. And this goes along with the news we'd gotten last podcast of no more Castlevania after this. It's going to be probably like Castlevania Afterbirth or Castlevania Dracula again or
Dracula X.
Castlevania Shadows of Sadness or
33.
some garbage.
All right, hold on one second. So there hasn't been a consistent episode count between seasons. 2 had 8
Nope.
and 3 had 10. So it's anybody's guess what 4 will have.
3 had 10. Obviously, the more the better. Even the worst episode of Castlevania is absolutely a fun time. So, Aiden, did you finish?
Yes. This was fantastic. I love every second of it. I want it right now.
I can't wait. Like
Well,
I said,
hopefully, it looks like that Blood of Zeus didn't detract from the actual quality of this show, at least.
maybe.
No,
Maybe.
Blood of Zeus was fucking B team, is what that was.
I was gonna
It
say,
was B
maybe
team.
like 2 animators were sent to work on Blood of Zeus while the rest kept working on this shit. Because,
Damn.
man,
Yeah, that was.
I
Here you
forgot.
go, interns. Dunk.
Aiden, you watched all of Blood of Zeus?
I couldn't finish it.
Were you? I
couldn't
forget.
finish
Was
it.
that when you were like when you were like doing WoW all the time and not making it or something? Because I feel like I was the only one talking about Blood of Zeus when I forced myself to watch
probably.
it.
That
I'm
is
not gonna
probably
lie.
when
If
I
you
got
didn't
caught
finish
into
it,
WoW.
it does not get better.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't feel terrible about
Like,
not finishing it then.
There's a few cool shots in the last episode, and most of it is just like, this is not very good.
This is garbage.
Yeah.
It's the animation and the and we don't have to talk about Blood of Zeus again. Castlevania Season 4 looks fucking great. Next podcast, probably will have all at least started it, if not already binge watched the entire season, I have to think.
Hell yeah.
If it was coming out like on Thursday in the morning, honestly, we might just watch it that Thursday, at least start it together, but it's probably like the midnight release or some shit. We'll see.
I wonder. We'll let you all know.
Because because Freeman, V and Val showed you Castlevania, so watching it together again.
I had seen season 1 on my own, but I had
That's
been
right, you
waiting forever to watch season 2 until I said, forget my other group. Let's just watch this now.
And we made you watch 2, and then you got to see the.
Yeah, because your other group is lame.
Well.
Oof.
Welcome.
It's because my other group broke up, unfortunately.
I don't. Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh
I
no,
know, right?
Hetty.
There was another trailer. It came out 2 days ago. It is much shorter. It is almost nothing. But League of Legends Arcane, League. I think I talked about this when League had their big thing of announcements like last year at Worlds or months ago at Worlds or some shit. But I'm pretty excited for this. The art style looks really good. It looks like the Jinx music video. And I don't know. I'm pretty hyped for this. I'm excited to see. Because League has really been leaning into the lore lately. Right now there's this whole event kind of where all the champions this season are tied to a story event that is happening. The Ruination trailer came out a little while ago. Viego came out. Gwen, the Scissors Girl, just came out. And
Hold on. I have a serious League-related question.
okay.
Given that there's so many characters, there are just like a couple that are like the main characters of the plot.
Yeah, there are long stretches where you don't hear about anybody. That's kind of why so many of the cinematics aren't really story based, because it gives them a chance to show off characters who haven't been around in a long time. But the main plot really, they know who's popular and they know who to cater to. Like, there's a reason when Yone came out, Yasuo's brother, Yasuo, Ari, and Yone were in that trailer all over the place. Ari at the end at least, and they are supposed to be characters in the Blade of the Ruined King single-player game that's coming out later this year, which also relates to the Ruination and the character Viego, who came out a few months ago.
It looks, from what little there is, it looks cool.
No,
like,
Aiden,
it's
I
fun.
can promise you, if you think it looks cool, you could watch it and not need to know literally anything about League. League has never
Oh yeah,
given
well,
a shit.
Good, because
my
I'm going to
whole
watch it with
thing
zero
is,
context.
like, Riot. It seems Riot is like kind of getting a little extra now with all of these things that they're doing all of a sudden.
Dude, but nothing has really dropped yet.
Like, it
Like-
hasn't, but they've got. What do they have in the works? So they already released TFT and Legends of Runeterra.
Yeah, and the fighting game
Valorant's
is still
out.
coming. Valorant's out.
They have the fighting game. They've got the Ruined
Blade of the
King
Ruined
thing.
King single player.
They've got Convergence, which is that game about like Echo or whatever. They've got They've got Wild Rift, which is
That's
fucking
mobile.
phone.
League mobile.
It's just
mobile
League
game.
Mobile. I played it. It's
They've
not
got-
bad, but it's really not a different game.
Okay, that's fine. They have an RPG that they don't have a name for, and they've got the fucking tabletop shit that they're working on. They're like all over the fucking board with this shit.
Not for nothing though. Okay, I'm not trying to make us talk about Magic, but like,
But
no. It's related. I promise. So League has obviously, like, Wizards and League and like Riot are at different levels, obviously, but Riot, we all know, like, everyone's like, oh, Epic, Fortnite's such a moneymaker, but like League still earns bucket loads of money, truckloads
Sure.
of money.
Yeah.
And Wizards at the same time also has reported that like Strixhaven was their best, or not Strixhaven, Kaldheim was their best-selling winter set every year for the past 5 years has been Magic's best year. Like, since Battle for Zendikar, every year has been better. And it's interesting you say that they're kind of going extra and doing a lot, Aiden, because on one hand, I feel like it's nice to know that that money is being reinvested and trying to capitalize, whereas Wizards seems to literally do the laziest, easiest ways to earn money, while their
Sure.
arena client is a piece of garbage.
Well,
This
What do you
isn't
don't want a
Activision,
Diablo
is that
knockoff?
this isn't a news story, but because I don't want to talk about it, but funny, me and Freeman saw this probably on the Magic subreddit today. Wizards had to announce this coming weekend, when there is a tournament that affects standings in Magic Pro players' careers, they are banning cards for that event because there are bugs that Wizards felt was so potentially demeaning to the experience that they had to ban cards because they couldn't figure out the bugs.
Oh.
Now, there
Oh.
are times where like League has had a champion banned, and honestly, none of the cards that are temporarily suspended were probably even going to get played. But it's a pathetic look.
In their defense as a developer, I've totally turned off a feature till I got it working again. The problem is they can't do this with this like live client that has to fit on a normal schedule.
Yeah.
And
And like it's becoming super obvious, especially with historic anthologies, that they don't have the dev team to keep up with the pace
Right.
that standard sets
and
come out.
all I'm saying is Wizards feels like they don't invest any money in anything that matters. They just don't care. And Riot is taking all this League money and is just finally trying. It feels like they were trying to build a base around League, and now that it's there, they're doing a lot of things to be adventurous and try things. And I just appreciate that attitude. Again, obviously, it's not like Wizards is earning Riot money and can just fix things. But at the same time, I can appreciate that they are trying more than the nothing that Wizards tries with
It's
record
un-
profits.
and that's fair. My whole view on it though is that money doesn't make a good product.
No, totally. I think I don't know about TFT. I know TFT is supposed to be a good one of those. I don't know. I know the chess thing, the like what was it called? Auto chess is kind of died down a lot.
Yeah.
But I know TFT.
Don't say that too loud. We
Why?
have friends that are like Diamond.
That doesn't. I'm not saying. Like,
Yeah, he was Masters.
Oh, he was Masters.
He
That's
was
right.
Masters.
We have another Tim who was a Masters in TFT.
yeah, I remember.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I
not
couldn't
saying it's a
remember.
dead game.
I know. I'm fucking with
Oh
you.
my
God
God.
damn, come on.
Um,
Listeners, I mess with him. I don't know if he knows this
All
or
I'm
not.
saying is TFT obviously was like a rush to capitalize thing, but like Legends of Runeterra is supposed to be like one
Legends
of the best
RuneScape?
one of the best digital card games out there. And I know Hearthstone has been shedding people a lot, and Arena hasn't been picking them all up.
At
Yeah.
least from what I've heard, because I follow a lot of Magic like content creators on YouTube, and generally, if you are just jumping into Magic, it's an abysmal experience to create your first deck. Whereas like with Legends of Runeterra, it's very easy to be a free to play player.
The economy.
Yeah, and once Hasbro saw that money, they're not letting Wizards get any more lenient with the economy. They want it to get the same or make more money. They're not going to ever reduce profits to improve player experience, unfortunately.
Yeah, of
And
course. Why would you do that?
And this is 100% a Hasbro issue. So like the big difference between what Riot and Wizards are doing is that Riot, outside of being owned by Tencent, which I don't know what Tencent has in terms of their like actual business
It
decisions.
seems
but-
like not much.
But it
And
seems like
Riot
Riot
said
can
that,
kind of
but-
do what they want. When it comes to Wizards of the Coast, there was a leaked memo that Hasbro's expecting them to double their profits every year for the next 3 years. So they want them over the course of 3 years to be 8 times as large as they currently are.
You know how you do that? You
By
find
shooting your
ways,
fans.
Well, no. You find ways to suck more money out without putting any more effort in. I don't think Riot's plan was double profits every year. I think it was earn the same profits and expand the company every year.
Yeah.
Nope,
Anyway,
we make money now, not
we-
games.
We got way off topic from the trailer. Arcane looks cool.
Arcane looks cool.
Moving on to how Microsoft lost the war, and suddenly the swerve to Sony happened.
What a play! By
I
the
mean,
way. What a play!
yeah. What happened? When did this whole switcheroo take place?
Outstanding move.
So Microsoft walks in and says, "We would like to own you." Discord says, "I don't know." Sony walks in and says, "We don't want to own you, but we'd like to buy some of you." And they're like, interesting." And that's how we ended up in this scenario where Sony's now a minority shareholder and is just gonna, I guess, integrate Discord
Slowly
into
take
PS5.
over Discord.
Someone was posting a theory that when they killed groups on PlayStation, it's like, they were just making room for Discord because they knew this was going to happen, and it wasn't totally killing off a feature.
You know what? Good, because it's about time that Discord got support on at least one console. I hope that Sony doesn't bogart this. I really don't. I hope that that Discord also does this with Xbox.
Yes, Sony, don't fuck this up.
Honestly, Discord's incredible. It seems weird that in this console generation we haven't more quickly gotten to the point where like Discord is just available as an app that supports voice chat instead of just checking what your friends are doing, which is the most useless feature imaginable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird considering, like, I know early on it was like, both Sony and Microsoft had their own video stores, but then before you knew it, Netflix, every streaming platform is on these consoles, and it just seems weird that like outside of the streaming video space, no other apps have like gotten on console like this.
Mm-hmm. It's just strange.
Yeah, I mean, we've been moving this way for a long time with all the crossplay stuff that has started, that's become more popular and all that. Like, why wouldn't you be able to chat with friends on other platforms? Like, it just makes sense.
It's starting to make Nintendo's decision to not have any kind of built-in voice app on the Switch make sense, because they're just like, everyone has phones, they'll just use something else.
Don't you guys have phones?
Oh no!
In their defense, they did make their own mobile app for voice chat, but their argument was like, people are more likely to want to use their phones for communication than they are to try to use the Switch for it.
Except their apps are trash.
Man.
Well, you don't have to use Nintendo app. If I can use Discord on my phone, that's a better experience than. All right, now forget it. I'm taking back that comment.
As you should.
I mean, Discord on phone isn't bad. I've done it before.
No, I'm not saying that Discord on phone is bad. I'm saying that implying that, I don't need to be in a voice chat with the people I'm actually in a game with.
Oh.
Like if I join a random group online, I can't join them on Discord. That's not like a thing that works. I'd have to be on like Nintendo voice chat, but knowing Nintendo, I probably can't talk to anyone unless I know their friend code. So whatever.
The worst
Yeah,
fucking
friend
thing.
code. And then
ever.
you can't go to their you can't do anything on their island if they didn't make you their best friend, because that's a different status on Nintendo.
Hold on, when did Nintendo DS come out? 2004. Friend code is a thing from 2004 that's still plaguing us now. Oh my goodness.
Nintendo, and yet we give them our money.
We don't. I backpedaled. I didn't buy Monster Hunter and I didn't pay for Switch Online.
Did you buy Pokemon Snap?
No, I'm debating on it.
But
though.
did you buy that?
Well,
No, not yet. We'll get to it.
You're a better man than I.
Tyler has swerved.
I swerved.
Snip,
So
snap.
Pokemon Snap came out.
Not new Pokemon Snap came out.
Sorry, just to clarify, new Pokemon Snap came out, which is now the current Pokemon Snap. But the title is new, just like New Super Mario Brothers, the first and oldest game in the New Super Mario Brothers series, which I believe at least had one version that was on the new Nintendo 3DS.
Oh my god!
But I'm not referring to the newest Nintendo 3DS, which was the Nintendo new 2DS XL.
Please stop.
I would if Nintendo would, but unfortunately they didn't, and they released new Pokemon Snap.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Which I was hesitant about buying only because I loved original Pokemon Snap, but I'm not gonna lie, that game takes you like 6 hours and you're done. Like it's a very short game. And I was concerned new Pokemon Snap was gonna be the same way, especially though it's a $60 game. But it's not by Game Freak. Again, this is a different studio. This is, I think, the same one that did Pokken Tournament.
So all the good spin-offs.
And it looks really good. And I'm seeing a lot of videos that actually looks fun. It reminds me of why I like Pokemon Snap. And part of me wants to buy it to send the message to Nintendo saying, hey, let someone that isn't Game Freak make the Pokemon game.
You mean a decent developer? Yeah, you're right.
So let's turn it over
You mean
to Aiden,
any developer?
Any developer?
Any developer.
So Aiden, as the person who has played this game, how is it?
I'm actually really enjoying it.
Why
So,
do
There
you
you
sound
have
so
it,
surprised?
Get bent.
like, well, okay. So I thought it was just gonna be like Pokemon Snap, which it is. It is just Pokemon Snap, but it's evolved Pokemon Snap.
It's advanced.
Pokemon Snap's
It's
evolved.
advanced Pokemon
It's gone even
Snap.
further beyond Pokemon Snap.
You have like, from what I've seen, there's like a day and night for every area, and you also level up as you take photos in an area. You get research points, which level up the area, which then change the Pokemon and things that take place while you're there.
Whoa.
So you get a little bit more playability out of all of those areas just from that. And on top of that, the way that the pictures work is completely different now too. So in original Pokemon Snap, you take the picture of the Pokemon, and then like whatever the best one is the best one. But in this, there are stars. You get it from 1 star to 4 stars, and 1 star being like this Pokemon is just being mundane doing Pokemon things. That's a 1 star picture. But there are different point values for a 1 star picture, and like you have to fill in all of those. So you need to get a broad range of Pokemon doing different things. You don't just snap the best picture you can anymore.
So what you're telling me is there's a lot of replayability.
Yes.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
And like it's actually been I've been very engaged with it. Like it's a very relaxing game to play. I mean, other than that, it's your fucking on rails Pokemon shooter game.
Yeah.
You just run around. Ka-ka!
The closest you can get to
Snap.
shooting a Pokemon you'll
Yeah,
ever get.
Exactly.
Let
But
me
like
shoot you.
I mean, just because it's been so long, like the way that things are calculated is just way more advanced now.
So it's not
So
just this
it feels-
insanely arbitrary oak shit.
Yeah, it's not as arbitrary. It's like, hey, what's going on in the background of this picture too? Like that counts towards what
Oh,
the value
wow.
of that picture is. So
Pretty,
it's like,
OD.
and yeah, it's
a
actually
good
it's
way.
really cool, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it so far.
Nice.
And I will continue to do so. And if there's some really cool shit that happens, I will let all y'all know.
Sick.
Hell yeah. So I'm probably gonna get this. Not now though. I need to get through a certain queue of games, but I'm probably gonna play this by the end of the year.
Witcher.
Should I just? I was telling Tim about it before you guys got on. I'll
Sure.
completely change the topic.
Are you about to
So-
piss me off?
No, I'm not about to piss you off. You're gonna like
You
this news.
sure?
Yes, you'll enjoy this news.
Yeah, he will.
So-
He will. I
So
promise.
Tim's already pre-screened the news. You'll enjoy it. So it's over the weekend. I'm sitting around. I'm like, I got some time. Do I want to play a video game? I'm like, all right, what's up first on my queue that I need to beat? I was playing Witcher 3. I got Persona 5 Strikers. I'm like, all right, we got to beat Strikers. And I sat there and I'm like, I don't actually want to play Strikers. The big appeal of Strikers was, and listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it came out in Japan before Royal came out. So for players who played Strikers, it had been like 4 years since you last played Persona 5. This is your chance to see the characters again after having not interacted for a while. And all these characters who don't have any story arcs because their story arcs were finished in the first game are just hanging out with you in this game. So you're playing it just for the nostalgia of the characters, and if you like this like beat 'em up style game. Having just finished Royal like 2 months ago, there was no nostalgia. I literally just walked out of everyone's major character arcs into these just characters with no storylines into a gameplay mode that I don't particularly enjoy. Not gonna lie, I'm not a Dynasty Warriors guy. I thought I'd like it because it's very Persona heavy. It's not. Well, sorry, it is Persona heavy, but it's not for me. And I realize I should not be forcing myself to play this game if I don't want to play it. So I'm benching Strikers and I'm switching back to Witcher 3.
Good.
There you go.
That's what I want to hear.
Why do you still
Like I
sound
said,
angry
good
at me,
news.
even though I told you the exact thing you wanted to hear?
Because the fact that you got off the track in the first place bothers me.
This is big. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed energy I'm getting out of you, Tyler.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Very much so. But you know what? It's
I'll-
fine.
I'll-
I gotta
I'll
take
stay
what
on
I
the
can
path.
get.
It's fine.
I gotta take what I can get. You know what I'm saying? That's what's. It's fine.
Tyler,
Fine.
just be happy he came back in the end.
Yeah, like I said, I take what I can get. I still love you. It's all right.
All
It's all
right.
good.
All right, done with that tangent. I've now been slightly redeemed in Tyler's eyes, but
Yes.
let's move on.
All right. Oh well. Speaking of not being redeemed, so Aiden, you brought this to our
Aiden, lead us
attention
in.
seconds ago.
Yeah, Wolfire Games, the developer of games such as Receiver. If anybody's played that game, Tyler, I know you have.
Wait, which game? Sorry.
Receiver.
Oh, I have not actually. You told me to
Wow!
get it, but I never did.
Wow, Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
It's your
So
turn
they
to be
make-
disappointed.
They make indie. They're an indie developer. They made Overgrowth and they did Receiver and stuff like that. They've made some pretty small games. They have introduced a lawsuit in the state of Washington against Valve for being a monopoly. Which
I mean,
they're not wrong.
Look,
I
hey,
mean,
no, the Epic Store exists. What are you talking about?
Yes, the Epic Store exists.
Sure.
But
you
you
mean
know,
that free game depot? Yeah, we're aware of it.
when Standard Oil was not the only oil company but had a 95% market share, it didn't mean that they weren't a monopoly
So,
because they had competition.
Here's an actual question though: do they present numbers to back that up? Like, how do we know?
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
according to the lawsuit, they are alleging that Steam is responsible for 75% of all games sold on PC. And
That number makes sense.
that number makes
Yeah.
sense to me. There's some other things in here about their allegedly predatory cut that they take from indie games as well, it being 30% still.
I was gonna
They have
say
not changed that.
this isn't directly related, but I remember seeing a headline that Microsoft had announced that they were cutting their cut to like 12%, and all the comments on Reddit were like, 12% of 0 is still less than 70% of 100.
Damn.
Yeah, so and this was the big play when Epic started really competing with Steam. They were out there all the time like, hey, look at us, we've got our 12% cut, and like Steam are a bunch of assholes. Steam didn't budge, and they still have their 30% cut on all game sales. And they're still apparently doing the vast majority of sales on the platform.
Who knew that a well-established store where people have hundreds and thousands of dollars of games invested, people don't want to give that shit up just for some free games when they could have both?
Yeah.
Imagine that. So basically, they're arguing that, I mean, it's anti-competitive restraint, essentially, right? That they can't do, their business is being constricted by Valve's market, by basically their stranglehold on the market as it is.
And Valve's like, yes, so?
Yeah,
Those
pretty
sales,
much.
though. Those sales, though.
Granted, well, who knows how this is going to go. I mean, Steam is Steam, and they've got bajillions of dollars to fight against this.
Yeah,
But
talk about companies that have enough money to do whatever they want and don't do anything with it. What does Valve do with their infinity dollars?
no, we used to make games. Now we make money.
We made Alex get off our case.
Honestly,
We
so
made
funny.
Alex
Fair.
get off her case.
Legitimately, though,
Yo, Half-Life 3, there it is. There you go.
outside of Alex, legitimately, that meme about Valve making games is so old. Like, actually, it feels like it's. I bet if we look at the
It's an
calendar,
old
it's been like.
meme.
It's an old
actually-
meme. It's not funny
No,
anymore.
I'm saying it's been like
but it
10
checks out,
years
sir.
outside of Alex since like Valve probably put out a game.
Yeah. I mean, they've.
Yeah, they don't put
I
out
don't
First
know.
go was like what 2011.
They don't
it
make
was
games,
a long time.
and they don't put anything out in threes. There's no. They don't do 3. The number 3.
True.
That's the meme.
True. Yeah, well, you know, the spiritual successor for Left 4 Dead is coming out this month.
Yeah, it's made by the devs, but it's not made by that. Like,
Yeah, but who the
Valve
fuck
helped.
cares? It's the developer that made it.
It's left 3 dead. It's fine.
Yeah, that.
L4D3.
so-
I don't fucking know.
While this is unlikely, anyways, to go through, allegedly, I mean, this could probably drag on for potentially years. This kind of shit in court
Always.
will take literally forever.
So fucking
But there is
annoying.
a very real possibility that if they side with Wolfire here, we could see Valve broken up we could see them fractured into multiple companies. How the fuck that would work is
I don't
beyond
understand.
What even
Like,
is the companies?
it's a store. Like, how do you break a store up? Like, I understand when you had like Bell Industries and they were
develop
just like a bunch of
games.
different research groups you could break apart. But like, it's a store with one department, the video game department. It's not like you could break up Walmart into like the hardware store and the supermarket and the
Yeah.
clothing. Like, it's the
I-
video
Uh,
game
you know what
store.
But you could do that though.
Yo, one department sells action games. One department sells the JRPG
Yeah, I mean, like-
VR
hentai
only.
games.
Actually.
If anything, they would probably just split the company into however many they deem necessary, and like I don't know, probably divvy up the library somehow that's available for them to sell, like rights wise. Who the fuck knows though?
Talk
Then there's
That's
about-
nothing
like
stopping these
that's
stores
what
from just
I'm-
getting rights and having literally the same library in 2 different storefronts.
true. Well, also like
Talk about dealing with the rights that, like, think about who has probably the most video game legal shit tied up anywhere. It's Valve. Like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
many licenses and shit they have to they run through on a daily basis
Yeah.
for all this shit.
absolute metric fuck ton.
That's where all their money goes, to paying for all the lawyers to set all this shit up.
So I mean, like this is a question for the lawyers. I ain't one of them. So, but what I do know is if that does happen, Gabe Newell will be the richest motherfucker ever.
Implying that he doesn't hold like
okay, legitimately, where
fucking
does he rank?
politicians like libraries and, like as hostage. Let's be real here.
Yo,
He's
you
got
want-
the real power.
Do you want everybody to know how many Japanese games you play?
He's like
How many hours you have in Honey Pot 2?
I would say
So-
President Biden. We know how many hours you spent in Honey Pop and Honey Pop 2. Don't make me
Bruh.
release this. Yo, Gabe, let's be reasonable here.
Whoa!
I
I'm sure we can come to an
mean,
I didn't
agreement.
see any DLC in the federal budget, but here we are.
Jesus.
So yeah, I mean that's that. Valve is being
The big suit.
pseudo-oodled. But I'm sure they get fucking sued all the time.
Didn't the EU
You
go
know,
after
they've
Valve
got
for
a legal
antitrust
department.
a while ago or some shit?
I feel like
Who?
they did.
The EU went after Valve a while ago for antitrust.
Oh, probably. The EU's tried to go after everybody though. They tried to go after Apple. They tried to go after Google. And nothing ever came of that. But we'll see. If history's told me anything about this though, that if it does go through, like, man, there's gonna be money to be made.
Yep.
Which is what it's all about, right, Steam? Right, Valve? All about that money.
It's up at that 30%.
30%. Yo, they should bump it up to 35. Just to flex.
Just a flex.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it, huh?
We'll break up our own monopoly just by
Speaking
bringing
of
in more money.
flexing, superheroes flex.
Flex seal. No.
Yeah, oh, it even works underwater.
Full Swift is the greatest hero.
No, but so yeah, to what was your transition, Aiden? I forgot already.
Something about
Superheroes
Flex,
flex. We should talk about
flexing.
superheroes.
Flexing,
Marvel does
flexing.
superhero stuff.
So, a few days ago, out of the actual nowhere, probably just to try and desperately build any kind of fucking hype for Black Widow, Marvel put this Marvel at the Movies ad out. And it was honestly pretty effective. It was basically like, hey, it didn't directly mention COVID, but obviously, COVID is thankfully on the downswing a little bit. People are getting vaccinated. I know I got a text from Valley Hospital today saying, hey, walk-ins can happen for Pfizer, which is pretty fucking cool. And people are going to start going back to the movies, so Val came out swinging saying, hey, did you forget about us? And they released, what was it? They released basically some footage for Black Widow. They started with ramping up with like, hey, remember when the Avengers and shit was the biggest thing and that happened right before COVID?
Remember?
I remember.
Honestly, it was pretty cool how they used a crowd reaction video to the Avengers Assemble line. That was pretty effective. But they started with that, and then they moved into Black Widow, mostly Who Cares. And then they went on a revelation spree of saying basically what their next slate of movies is for like the next 3 years almost, which was surprising because we didn't even know full titles or release dates for almost any of this. I know they just recently started talking about Shang-Chi coming out in September now. The Eternals movie, we saw the first footage of that. That's coming out in November. And then in December, we're getting Spider-Man No Way Home. So we're getting 4 Marvel movies in 5 months this year.
It's a lot of movies.
That's
A lot of
fucking
That's a
movies.
nuts.
lot.
It's a lot of money for the mouse.
It's a lot of money I'm not giving
Damn.
up, I think.
And then next year,
Yeah.
we have Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness in March, Thor Love and Thunder in May, and then we still have 2 more next year. Black Panther with its new title, Wakanda Forever, in July, and then The Marvels, the sequel apparently to Captain Marvel, in November. And then going all the way into 2023, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania in February, and finally Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm so pumped for that one in May of 2023, as well as a sneak peek of a logo that is a blue number 4.
Gee, I wonder what that could be.
Some might even wonder if it's fantastic. I just wonder if we'll finally have a movie about 4 losers that isn't
It's gonna
terrible.
be fucking ass.
Can you imagine if
Like,
after all this
actually.
hype, Marvel fucked up Fantastic Four again?
Dude. Dude, it's gonna be ass. I don't like that. No, like I mean that could be my own bias. I never really liked Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they're fucking dumb.
Look.
They've only tried it like 30 times and it's never worked.
Look, if they can keep rebooting Spider-Man until it works, they can definitely keep doing
All
it
right.
for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Tobey
Here-
Maguire Spider-Man was just fine, all right?
Here, listen. Here's how they will redeem Fantastic Four for me. If they bring
Kill it with
back
fire.
close on the fire thing. If they bring back Chris Evans as Johnny Storm,
Oh my god.
yo,
How fucking funny would it be if he just shows
I-
back up?
would laugh my ass off. That
He's just
would
like-
be so
He's
great.
like, yeah, I don't want to quit superheroes. I just didn't want to be Captain America.
You look kind of
Dude.
familiar. Oh.
If they even remotely mentioned that, I'll die. That's the only fan service I want. That's it.
That'd be really fucking funny.
And I'll fuck off forever.
But yeah, that's Black Panther, Marvel's, Ant-Man, and Guardians 3 were all not really confirmed movies that we knew the title of. I just, honestly, I didn't even realize until I looked at the list just now. It's insane to me that we're getting 5 movies this year in theaters.
Yeah, it's a lot. Do you care about any of those other ones aside from Guardians?
So, like, honestly, until Shang-Chi started showing ads recently, I legitimately thought we were like 4 years away from that movie, and I wasn't even thinking about it. Eternals, I know Angelina Jolie's in it, but like I don't know anything about Eternals or really care.
Unpopular opinion, I don't think she's a good actress, nor do I think she's that good looking.
All right, so Tyler's just trying to burn all his bridges today.
Yes.
I agree.
Legitimately don't care about the first 3 movies, really. However, I'm sure I'll have to go see them. Excuse me. But
What?
end of the year / next year, Spider-Man No Way Home. I have really, really loved Tom Holland's Spider-Man stuff. I have
good.
really enjoyed it. So I'm pretty hype to see that. And then Doctor Strange, I think, is going to be awesome. Benedict has killed it as Doctor Strange, especially with WandaVision stuff coming in hot. You know, that probably is going to play into it, as everyone knows. And then Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Ragnarok was one of the... Okay, now I'm in the Wikipedia page. Let me see.
It was way better than 1 and 2. We'll put it that way.
Well,
And it makes
yeah,
us excited for 4.
So I was going to say it was one of the best movies of Phase 3. But outside of Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, there's like no stinkers at
Wait,
all. Kind of Civil War, I guess. But like Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Homecoming, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, Far From Home, like all of those are in phase 3 and all of those are really good. Anyway, I'm getting it away from it. Yes, so those 3 in a row I'm really excited for. Black Panther, who knows what that's going to look like with Chadwick Boseman passing away, honestly. Obviously it's incredibly sad that, we lost him, but I don't know what a new Black Panther looks like. Marvel's
they've got a
Ant-Man and the
vision. They're
Wasp.
gonna have to come up with something.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is like the Ant-Man series has been like the best C-grade Marvel movies where like Paul Rudd is really funny. And that's it. Like
that's
it's
it.
okay. And then Guardians 3 I'm pretty fucking hyped for. I've loved the Guardians movies. They've all been, even 2 which had issues, they've all been like, I mean, who doesn't remember like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all, like all those lines are just so iconic. And there was so much cool shit set up in the end of Guardians 2 even.
Yeah. They've also got the most fire soundtrack.
Yeah. Until everyone like Thor Ragnarok started using it. Like,
Yo, let's just take Guardians of the Galaxy and put it over here. Like, actually.
No. So yeah, that's my takes on those. But yeah, it was pretty crazy to get all of this info dump like out of nowhere. Yeah, and it was cool. It was kind of a nice light at the end of the tunnel thing. Like we've had the TV shows and stuff. Bucky and Falcon just ended. We're getting Loki soonish, and then there's other shows this year. But like everybody's like, yo, the movies though, and clearly Marvel gets that. Hey, we're not trying to substitute nothing here. Anybody else have any takes on any of this, or are we just gonna move on?
Oh, I was gonna mention that I don't give a shit about any of this.
I was at a weird crossroads with Marvel at the end of Phase 2, where I just only watched like a couple of the Phase 3 movies, and then I caught up just to watch Avengers, and I'm kind of in the same spot. If they announce another big crossover movie, I will catch up, but like I'm not really dedicated to watching shit the moment it releases anymore.
I get it, and I've even said on the podcast before that I kind of feel similarly, because of feeling burned out after Avengers. But like I said, I'm not rushing to see a bunch of these, but there are some that just have casts that I loved. Like
of all the ones, kind of think Doctor Strange is the one that I'm actually really excited for, and we'll go see that in theaters. But the rest, I'm not so sure about. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's basically what I was saying. Like, I'm not going to see anything until December. I want to see Spider-Man, especially if they, what ends up happening with the cameos of potential other spider people.
I pray to God it's all true.
We'll see. I just saw a headline before the podcast that Andrew Garfield was like, I didn't even get a phone call about being in Spider-Man, which everyone knows is a lie.
Apparently there's a lot of speculation about it, which, I don't know. I didn't think Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man.
I mean, there's been 3 and he's the least good, so like, who cares?
Look, it's not about him being good. It's about him being there, implying that we'll get Tobey Maguire back as well, which is the real reason I'm excited.
Yeah, I thought Tom Holland did a pretty killer job.
Yes, I think.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Spider-Man, and that's more of the Spider-Man that I'd like to see.
Look,
but
I'm gonna make a bold claim. I know that the internet has a couple things they meme about, the prequels, Spider-Man. I never had that crazy attachment to those original Spider-Man movies that most people seem to. I really didn't. I've never really been a big fan of Spider-Man. Also have said that on the podcast, and just not feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
No, my dad loved the originals, and so it's not so much that I love it, but it's more like when someone says Spider-Man, I think of Tobey Maguire because he was the first one I saw in theaters.
No, totally, I get that.
He's not the best, but he was the first.
No, I totally get that. Anyway, let's finally move on from Marvel to let's do
no more comics. Let's read manga. It's time for the Weeb shit. Unfortunately, I don't have the soundboard installed. Thank you.
Dang. Like immediately.
I didn't have the soundboard installed, so I couldn't do our usual transition. So I have to do the boring old normal Weeb shit this week.
And I helped.
As I'm sure you guys have all seen by looking at the Demon Slayer stock exchange,
Oh my god.
Demon Slayer it's it. This is it. We don't trade money. There's no crypto anymore. We just trade in tickets to go see the Demon Slayer movie because it's breaking more records. Actually, no. Since the last time we all spoke, you guys actually saw the Demon Slayer movie and contributed to the financial success.
Happily.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
Tyler doubled down. Tyler, only question I have: do you regret doubling down?
No.
I didn't think so. Thank you.
No.
Was it better on the rewatch, or was it just as good?
I would say it was just as good to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that shit was hot fire. Loved it.
Also
Fucking
agree.
loved it.
Do you guys want me to leave the chat for a second so you guys can talk?
No,
more in depth
we
of
don't
the
need to
movie?
talk about. We don't need to like. What are we gonna do? Talk about the plot? Like
Yes.
the plot's okay.
What are we gonna do? Talk about
No.
Tanjiro getting fucking ace?
Ah!
Yo, remember when Tanjiro killed Nezuko?
All right,
that
I'm
was
leaving, I'm leaving, I'm
crazy.
leaving.
Killed
Kidding.
Yo,
No,
Michael
no,
Jackson fucking killed himself.
No. No, we don't really need to talk about spoilers. We can wait the months and months for Freeman to watch it.
Months and months, he says. Oh, actually, no. The second part of this news is that I don't have to wait months and months. So,
One
Sony-
brave soul at Sony.
Sony, with their big brain moves of instead of actually paying attention to the release date of movies they receive and not just putting them up whenever they get them willy-nilly, accidentally put the Demon Slayer movie up willy-nilly, completely ignoring the buy date of like June something or other. So for a glorious 8-hour window, it was just on sale from the PS4 store. So a lot of people got their hands on high-quality rips of the dub and sub, and now, for the first time in forever, dual audio 1080p version of this movie are up on the 7 Seas, available before there's any announcement of a Blu-ray in the United States.
Thank fuck.
You know what? They deserve it. Fuck them. Like,
True.
this took too
They
long.
deserve
Fuck
it.
off.
Yo,
is stupid.
Japan. Fuck you, Japan. Bogart
No,
and all
wait a
this
minute.
shit.
No, but actually, the fact that they're like, we want to do the cinematic experience, but intentionally withhold the digital copy that we already have out, and with all of these storefronts, is just, I don't like it. Especially when the pandemic is, while we're at the tail end of it, it's not over yet.
No.
If I had gotten vaccinated a week earlier, I probably would have gone to see this movie. But I wasn't in the clear, and I didn't want to, risk it. So I didn't get to see this movie, and then I have to wait while Sony doesn't put it up for sale, even though it's totally available in there. Fucking artificial scarcity. Anyway, you tell them,
took the
Salty.
bullet for weebs everywhere, and they are a true hero. To those
We
who are
salute
who
you.
have gotten fired already, we salute you. Because there's no
Freeze
way that guy
at
still hasn't
arms.
stopped. Yeah, I mean, like, what is there to say? Like, thank goodness they saved anime.
Saved
no,
anime.
so we should at
I'm
least
cautious
say,
about saying that they saved anime because I'm really afraid this is just going to lead to an overgrowing trend in anime movies, which, like, we finally got out of the bubble of not having to wait months for localized anime and we just get simulcast. If they start going the movie route, we're back to exactly where we were in 1999, where you were waiting 6 to 8 months to get anything out of Japan.
well, all I was gonna say is we don't really need to talk about it. The movie was really freaking good. It's absolutely gorgeous, as you would hope. Story's pretty good. I mean, it's an anime movie. And it's an actual anime movie that matters, instead of like the second My Hero movie, or mostly the first, where it doesn't really matter.
You mean every movie ever made by Shonen Jump ever?
I mean,
Yeah, right.
yeah, it was really good. I really, really loved it. I know Val, Leslie, Luigi all loved it. We were all on board. So
That's good. I wouldn't expect an awful anime movie to be the biggest hit of the year internationally.
no, absolutely. So yeah, that obviously it's the biggest thing since sliced bread anime. And it lived up. That was all. That's the best way to put it. After literally months of us getting headlines out of Japan about how much money the movie made, it lived up to it, and that's all we needed.
And now we're getting headlines out of the United States about how much money it's making. Hopefully, I already know. I'm not going to say hopefully this is the last time, because it's not. We're going to have some brand new statistic in 2 weeks about some weird movie that Demon Slayer beat out because they're the only movies in the world that have blah blah statistic. Whatever.
what movie is going to come out in a week? There's going to be a movie that comes out and someone goes, headline, Demon Slayer still earns more money than this movie that just launched this week for the first time.
Watch.
Should earn more money than
Watch.
Mortal Kombat.
The Hero Academia movie 3 is
there
going to come
goes.
out, and the headlines are going to be a debuts #2 behind Demon Slayer, which is still in theaters.
Tyler found the line. Demon Slayer earned more money than Mortal Kombat.
It was the I think it was the biggest movie on that weekend,
Fucking God.
beating out Mortal Kombat, which is in the grand scheme of things good, because I heard it was just okay.
I will say though, that's a little cheating unless that includes the HBO Max numbers, because I bet a lot of fucking people watched Mortal Kombat on HBO Max instead of anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone I know who watched it saw it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Same.
I didn't.
I did not watch it yet. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
I gotta watch the Monster Hunter movie first before I watch any other video
It's
game
not
movies.
great.
I mean, to be fair,
Monster Hunter movie is dog shit, but it's a great
Oh.
Monster Hunter movie.
I was gonna say, wait, you
I
told me it was
talking about
good.
Mortal Kombat.
yeah, I was going to say, is Mortal Kombat, like, but who cares if Mortal Kombat's not that good?
Yeah.
Like, is it cool to watch?
I mean,
How were
do
the
we want to
fights?
talk about this now? Because I do have it in the what we watched.
All right, well we'll get
save
back to
then.
it.
We'll save it then. I didn't realize that.
We'll get back to it. I'll get through all this awful news first.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the big one. So I was really excited when I read this headline, and then I was really upset when I read the article. But Kadokawa, one of the biggest light novel publishers and also funders of anime, announced
pieces
that
of shit.
going forward into next year, they want to produce 40 new animation projects per year. Which at first I was like, wow, that's insane. And then I heard they already produce 30 a year, which includes OVAs and movies. I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't the greatest
Doesn't
news
mean
ever.
anything.
40 is a nice boost, but like there's already a lot of talk about how the anime industry is trying to produce too many shows to the number of animators they have. So what's Kadokawa's big thing? Are they going to form a studio? What are they doing? And like, yes, we're investing heavily in CG animation studios. And everyone is like, Kadokawa saw how cheap it was to produce X-Arm and said, we want 40 of those.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
So the real
Kadokawa,
question is,
please look at Netflix. Please don't do that.
so I'm really hoping there's a big shift here, because if anyone, I know you guys have heard me complain about it in person. I don't know if I'm complaining about it on the podcast, but Kadokawa is very stingy with what gets, or in the past was stingy with what gets adaptations. Generally, is we have a light novel we are trying to promote. We will make an anime to boost sales, and once we've boosted once, we don't want anything to do with the anime industry. So they would just like release 1 or 2 seasons, then get out, leave you hanging. Like Devil's a Part-Time is a prime example. That was one of their biggest light novel series like ever, but they didn't want to pay for another anime because they're like, this isn't good promotion.
Fucking
And now they're trying to
losers.
realize that like streaming rights, you can sell that for a lot of money, and there's a lot of profit to be had there. So maybe making anime is good. On top of that, Kadokawa completely changed their work structure. Instead of being this giant, tall corporate ladder, they basically flattened it out and created a bunch of smaller teams that are closer hierarchically to the top and operate independently. So the idea is you don't have these like 4 guys at the top calling all the shots anymore. Now it's a bunch of teams operating independent who may be like, hey, see that IP? Like, this team's purpose is to promote that IP. If you think making an anime is a good idea or selling them out for video games, like, go fucking do that. Like, just expand. And that's their current thing.
Go big mode.
So, hopefully that means Konosuba 3 and Overlord 4 and all the other ones from canceled franchises.
I mean, Overlord was like already pretty bad, like
That's-
fucking
that's
CGI.
the
So
problem. Like, you think about the army scenes from the Overlord, and they're like, we want a studio to just do that. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, moving on. Fun little bit of news for anyone who didn't know. Cells at Work, the manga ended, I think it was beginning of 2021. It had its last chapter. But last week, to help promote everyone knowing as much as they can about the COVID vaccine, the Japanese Ministry of Health partnered with the original manga author to produce a standalone chapter about the COVID vaccine.
this is the hypest shit.
This is like, to put this into comparison for anyone who's listening, our humble state of New Jersey, to promote the vaccine, decided to do this program where if you get vaccinated in the next 2 weeks, you get a beer from this like list of 40 breweries in New Jersey. And they're like, this is how we appeal to people from our area. Japan is like,
how do you do,
no.
fellow kids?
Japan's like, we're going to take this manga series that's already ended and just commission a custom chapter to get these weebs to get the vaccine.
I mean, do they include the part about the microchip, or?
What is this strange blinking object that comes in? Just sits there menacingly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Japan has a much better way of doing what they do. Like, this is genius. The fucking Red Cross shit with fucking what's her name from fucking
Oh, the Uzaki-chan donate your blood.
Uzaki-chan, that one. Fucking Red Cross,
Oh,
big
man.
anime titties, come donate blood.
Come
It
donate.
got people talking.
Japan, fucking geniuses.
I mean,
what
that's
they're
how
doing.
they'd get me. I mean,
Now I want to read this chapter. Like they put it up, like the panels with slight motion of music. They put it up on YouTube. It's all free to read. It's all in Japanese, so I can't read Moon Rune, so I don't know how the plot works out for this. But I'm assuming it's entertaining, and I'm hoping someone translates it.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, there's a big fan base for this.
There's an army of people out there waiting for shit to translate.
Well, yeah, and like Freeman said, I mean, we just finished. It's probably in our watch, but
Oh, no one
Cells
put
at
it in
Work-
here.
Oh, Cells at Work Black. We finally finished that show. Not commenting on its quality.
How
but-
did that make you feel?
Depressed.
No, we'll get no. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
All right. Moving on. This is a quick little hype piece for you guys. So Shingo Natsume was the director of One Punch Man back when it was at Studio Madhouse. But he wasn't like a resident there. He just worked with the studio for that one project. He is partnering with them again for a new anime called Sunny Boy, which had its teaser released. And oh boy, this teaser is at like 60 frames per second. Shit you don't see in anime. I have no idea what the plot is going to be. I have no idea what the show in general is going to be about, but the animation looks really smooth from like the 15-second teaser that's out. So I've got my hopes up that we're going to get some like One Punch Man quality development out of this.
Ooh.
But I'll report back when we know more about that. This is literally the first time I heard about this anime when I saw this trailer. More big news about franchises that people thought were dying out. For anyone who's familiar with the Madoka Magica franchise, it was a 12-episode anime that came out in 2011. Then they had, I think it was 2 recap movies, and then a third movie, which pulled an Evangelion reboot and decided to just change the plot line, which I guess drew a lot of criticism. I didn't actually watch it because I liked Madoka Magica, and I'm like, I kind of just want to end it with the way the 12 episodes ended. I don't want to see some weird shit that got the community screaming. But they announced a sequel to that movie that got the community screaming. So depending on how well this is received determines if I'm going to watch the last one. But it's interesting to see that they're still putting out stuff for this. I'm trying to, did anyone else watch this, or was it just me?
Hell no.
I watched it a very long time ago.
Gotcha.
And I will see how this pans out if I actually watched or not.
For anyone who hasn't watched, including the 2 here and all of our listeners at home, because I know our audience, none of you fucking watch Madoka Magica. There's a real reason to watch it, even if you think Magical Girl anime is stupid, because this is the let's take the Magical Girl concept and tell a unique story with it. And I'll even use the scary word. It's a deconstruction. But don't go in looking for one. It's a cool show. It's Studio Shaft. So for anyone who you guys haven't, no. Actually, Tim, you watched Fire Force.
Hell
When
yeah.
Studio Shaft broke up, all of their creatives went over to David Production to do Fire Force. So this is what they had done previously.
Okay.
So good stuff all around. Highly recommend it. Very weird. I'll probably make Val watch it at some point. But moving on. So I had hyped it up when season 1 came to Netflix, but Netflix announced that they're getting season 2 of Kuroko's Basketball, which means they're going to get dubbed in like 8 languages. They're pumping this out pretty fast. I'm very excited because Kuroko, because it didn't get a dub, didn't get like any exposure. No one really, I won't say no one really knew about it, but didn't get the same boom that Haikyuu saw in popularity. But I think Kuroko season 2 was like the best season of the anime. So for anyone who's interested in sports anime, my favorite part of Kuroko is now going to be available to watch on Netflix. So definitely go watch that.
Cool.
And that's it for the Weeb shit.
All right, so time for the real podcast to begin.
The forever topic. What did we watch?
We all consume so much media.
Consume.
I don't know what this is first. What is Oathbringer?
Oh, yeah, this is me. Sorry. This is Stormlight Archives. I finished the 3rd tome in this fucking series. Oathbringer.
Ancient texts.
Dude, all 3 of these books I've mentioned like a few times before, like I was listening to the audiobooks are like over 50 hours.
Pew
That's
pew
over
pew.
like 150 hours of shit. I spent more time reading these or listening to these books than playing The Witcher 3.
Stop.
Wow. Those are
For
rookie
pers-
numbers. You got to
For
pump those numbers up.
perspective, I could go back. There's stuff I could do, but anyway, whatever. I'm finished with those, and now I'm taking a break because it's so much. It's so much information. There's so many things that I'm like, I need a break. And also, I wanted to try actually reading the book. Um, that being said, the book is like 1,300 pages,
Oh, wow,
Oh my
wow.
god.
so it has inspiration. I'm like, yo, if I can read The Stand uncut, if I can read all of the fucking uh Game of Thrones books back to back to back to back, I can do this. Granted, that was like 10 years ago,
Yep.
you know. But that brings me just to a quick thing. I really enjoyed these books. I like them, and if anyone is into like high fantasy with like interesting world building, um, and interesting characters, I recommend these books still.
I need to
How
finally
long
start
is the first
reading.
one in the series?
45 hours.
Yeah.
I am currently listening to it on Audible.
I need to read again. I've been bad about reading.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
This is the future. We have people read to us.
We do have
he
people
only reads
No.
one line at a time at the bottom of a Japanese cartoon.
Yeah, oh my god.
I like my Kindle.
Yeah.
I like to read with my eyes.
I mean, I like doing both so far. I learned like I like the uh audiobook format. I liked it because it was definitely something to do like while I walked around at work for
Mhm.
like 6 out of my 8 hour shift, 6 hours out of my 8 hour shift. Like it was pretty cool. I always would also listen to it when I drove over to your guys' house like on Mondays.
Mhm.
So it was pretty nice because like oh that's like another hour or so, like maybe more that I get to listen to it. So I was
No,
like,
I get that.
okay.
If I needed time to kill like that, I would probably be more into audiobooks, but I have little enough time that my couple of podcasts. I mean, I used to listen to like 4 or 5 podcasts a week, and now I'm down to
Mhm.
like 2.
Mm, feels. I'm thinking of another, maybe picking up another book, audiobook, but I might just go to podcasts again. Who knows? I just wanted to say that I want to just let everybody know about this journey that I'm on. Pretty crazy. The characters,
QL.
like the story's nuts. Um, and I can't. I think I did say last time I started Dune. I
Dune
did.
Arrakis Desert Planet.
Yeah, the Desert Planet. I'm still reading it. I'm like almost finished with it though. And our buddy says that there's 6 of these fucking
There's
books.
so many of these books. Tyler, I read 2 more as a kid after Dune, and they get so fucking weird.
I don't know how I feel about reading the rest of these. Like I might like I don't know. I'm gonna finish
Don't,
this book.
dude. Like, you get into like God Emperor of Dune, and he like sees through time, and it's like, fuck.
That's
Dude,
what I'm
that's just
so
too
that's
much.
my issue, right? And that's so this is not a
The time travel.
huge spoiler because they address it at the beginning of the book, right? They mention that like, hey, if you take raw fucking spice, this drug that is literally the planet is made of this shit, right? Like literally. And if you take raw unprocessed spice, you can see into the future potentially, but you might die in the process. But if you're the chosen one, you could take this stuff and you could see like infinite fucking timelines. Like, that's just the deal,
Yeah,
right? Like
Tyler,
that's
Dune
the whole
goes
thing.
from like Paul Atreides is like, hey man, I'm pretty good with spice, and it's time to overthrow some assholes who tried to kill my family. And then you get to like God Emperor of Dune as the third book, and it's like his son or something is like merged with a worm with spice, and like I just remember the cover of the book is like this giant worm dude, and it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, so it's weird. Like, I like from the beginning, right? Like, I knew that it was gonna be slightly weird. I'm like, okay,
Slightly.
maybe they're alluding to some fringe stuff, right? You know, like maybe that's what the deal is. And I just read a part today where I'm like, I see this going in a direction where I'm not gonna like it. That being said, the world building is fantastic so far.
True. There's a reason it's endured so much.
Yeah, and the style of writing, like you could pick up that book now, and like if you didn't know that it was written in the '60s, you'd think it was written within the last decade. That's how like weird it is.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, that's fair.
Like if I didn't know any better, I could almost tell you like, oh hey, I just picked this random book off of the sci-fi section and like, what, it came out a couple years ago? Nah, it came out in '68. Oh, interesting. Which like you don't really find that many books, especially from that long
Yeah.
ago. Like shit, that book literally came out when my dad was born. Go figure. So, but I'm liking it so far. I'm gonna finish it and I'll see how I feel about it and if I want to read the other ones. I'll probably end up being like you though and being like, I got the story. Fuck
I mean,
it.
to be
And-
fair, that was like 15 years ago for me that I started reading these, but like,
Yeah. Yeah, Val was talking about maybe rereading it again, I guess.
well, she bought her
before
fancy copy
movie.
that was at Barnes and Noble.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Was it one of those fancy Barnes and Noble
Yeah,
copies?
one of those like, oh, 25th anniversary, bling bling bling.
Oh yeah, I got one of those. Actually, I got two of those. I want to get judged probably for one of these. I have a Divine Comedy
Oh
that I
wow.
bought. Because I was super into that at the end of high school. And I also got a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy compendium.
Oh cool.
Yeah, that book is great. Yo, listeners, if you like sci-fi and comedy and you haven't read Hitchhiker's Guide, please. It's good. All right, I'm done talking about old books.
Hell yeah. Old books are great.
Old books are pretty
Freeman, why don't
great.
you talk about some trash?
Sorry, I was distracted. Val just messaged that she finished watching Sound Euphonium and needed another show. So I was trying to like find something quickly in the background, but
Wow, but she never texted me back. Rude.
She was watching anime. She's only going
look,
to
there was
Freeman
there was
because
there was a
she needs it.
demand for anime. She needed a fix. She came to the dealer. Anyway, let's talk about Hige Hero, or its full title is "I Shaved and Brought Home a High School Girl," which is totally a fucking clickbait title because when they brought it to English, they changed it to "I Shaved and Brought in a High School Runaway," which is the actual plot line. So, for anyone who's not watching this show, this girl runs away from home. She's basically sleeping for a roof over her head with a bunch of different guys. So she runs into our main character, who is like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna give you a place to stay, but like, it's not gonna be like that." And it's not. He's a genuinely nice guy, nice person's character, and it's just the plot is unfolding like this. So I walked in expecting a dumpster fire, but what's actually happening is there's a campfire inside of this dumpster. Beneath all the sex drama and bullshit, it's actually a very wholesome show, and no one was expecting this to come out of a show with this kind of clickbaity title. Everyone's making memes about the main character being a Chad because he doesn't want to sleep with this girl. Ridiculous. All I gotta say is like this show feels like I'm watching. It's got the same tone of Domestic Girlfriend without having the dumpster plot line of Domestic Girlfriend. It's the best way to describe this. It feels like trash, but like there's nothing inherently trash about it outside of the initial premise that you think it's going to have. So I'm gonna put that out there. Pretty solid all around. Next one. I only saw episode 1 of this, but I know Luigi's seen like basically the whole thing.
All of it. He said he
And-
watched all of it.
My coworker won't shut up, but Invincible. I saw episode 1. Without spoiling it, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, and then by the end of the episode, I was like, "Wow, this is not what I was expecting." I want to watch more of it. Ironically enough, having like the 45-minute runtime is killing my desire to watch it immediately because I keep having busy weeknights. But I do actually want to watch the rest of it. I'll probably get some more progress on it the next time we meet. But all in all, pretty good.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes.
I'm trying. Did you read the
Which
comics, or you just knew
I
about it
read
from the
up
author?
to the equivalent of the first episode.
Gotcha.
So like after that thing happens at the end of the episode, that's where I ended up stopping. Or a little
Gotcha.
bit after that. I have the trade paperbacks, a few of them, but I never actually like finished them.
Gotcha.
But I like it though. I'm gonna keep watching the show. I like it.
I don't know, I'm going through it just because it's got this stacked voice cast. Like everyone's in this.
Yeah, a random side character in the second episode. Seth Rogen's in it.
Dude, we got
Like,
Mark
what the
Hamill in
fuck?
it. We got Justin Roiland's in it. Like, name a person,
Yeah.
and they might be in this series. Anyway, moving on. Last thing I watched before we get back to more common stuff for us. I've managed to pirate Fate Grand Order the movie, Divine Realm of the Round Table, Camelot, Wandering, Argilam. That's 7 titles of this Fate movie that I watched.
Freeman, what did you do?
All right. So you can't legally watch it in the US because it just came out in Blu-ray in Japan, and because the way Aniplex works, they don't acknowledge the movie's existence outside of Japan until like 7 months down the road, where they announce this brand new movie that nobody's ever heard of before, as if the internet doesn't exist. So in Aniplex's terms, I saw a movie that air quotes does not exist yet. All in all, I was expecting more of this because like the whole point of the Fate Grand Order movies is like this is literally a visual novel game that describes fights. We're gonna show you the fights. And there's not a deep plot to Fate Grand Order. So going to this movie, I'm like, all right, I'm here to see the cool fights. And the fights like were honestly not that good. Like it's the same studio that did the anime Fate Grand Order Babylonia, and that had every episode had a big fight sequence, and it was great. This movie kind of sucked. Supposedly they fixed it for the second movie, which also doesn't exist in the United States, and won't for at least a year. But whenever it seemingly coagulates in Japan, I will find a way to watch this second movie and deliver my follow-up skating review. But that's it. We're done with Fate for this week.
Except you showed me, Val, and Luigi more Fate.
Is it still on the list? It's not on the list. We're not done with Fate for this week.
Nope, it's not. But I was adding my shows to the end, and I wanted to at least mention it. Fate, go away.
Hey, man.
No, Fate's fine. I don't
Fate
know.
0 out of 10?
Fate 0 out of nothing. Fate 0 people die. How about that? How about 0 casualties?
Fate 0 people die.
Fate 0
Just
casualties.
keep watching.
Look, it's like I only care about some of these characters, and all the rest of them can do whatever. Like, is it bad to say that I only care about Gunman out of the main 3?
No, that's correct. Okay. So for even for someone who watched,
I don't care about Arthur at all.
The first part of Fate, like going in, you're like, Kiritsugu's cool. I kind of know who Tosaka is, but he hasn't done anything. What's his name? Oh my god, why am I drawing a blank? The freaking church kid.
Oh god,
he's interesting if you know what his deal is in classic Fate. But everyone outside of that, everyone else is kind of whatever. Like Waver and Ryder, super cool. They were my favorites watching it because they were brand new characters, both interesting. Everyone else can eat a bag of dicks. Not gonna lie.
Iskander is so good. He's so funny. But yeah, I care about a couple, and then everyone else is like, stop being alive so we can spend more time with our main character. This is supposed to be a war, and no one dies ever.
We're still in the information section of the war. No one's brought up the nukes yet.
Well, now that we're done with Code Black, we'll you know what? I didn't even mean to do that, but since it's the only other thing we watched on Thursday, we finished Cells at Work Code Black.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
You know, it's divisive to me. Like,
oh no, I'm gonna walk out of this and say the show did exactly what it intended to do. It was supposed to make you understand, like, these shows are infotainment. It's supposed to teach you something, and I learned how not to have a healthy body.
Yeah, but
now,
like,
if you're asking me if I had a good time while learning,
no,
I don't know.
I'm not even saying that.
The quality.
No, I'm saying like it's kind of a lame ending where they just turn it around.
Oh, you mean like the actual like ending scene?
Like the fact that Cells at Work Black ends, he had a heart attack and then the cells got excited and someone brought him back to
Yeah.
life and he fixed his whole life. Like it is uplifting, but I feel like Cells at Work Black was never literally didn't
felt
do
like
anything
that.
to earn that. That's like watching a horror movie and instead of the guy terrorizing everyone dying at the end, they also find out that everyone else was still alive. Like it feels
So
like
look,
it kind of cheapened the whole experience.
so the reason they did this is Cells at Work is secretly a government project to get people to
God.
like pay attention by using anime. They already proved it with the vaccine chapter of Cells at Work, and the whole point of the show is like, hey, Japanese businessmen who keep dying of overwork and not having children, please stop. You can change too. Look, there is a happy ending. It just required
Also,
a defibrillator.
It literally then pulls the double reverse ending, and we get sent off to an even shittier body.
All
And,
for the
like,
hopes of like, hey, there could be a season 2.
Honestly, I hope there isn't.
There won't be because there is no season 2, but there could be.
I don't want another season of this. One was literally enough.
I know. I got a heart attack watching that show.
Honestly, what else could they even show anyway? So
That's what I was thinking, but I'm sure. I mean, you could say the same thing about the original Cells at Work. Although I guess to be fair, they brought back cancer again, which was kind of lame.
Not gonna lie, season 2 of Classic Cells at Work was not as compelling.
Didn't we
as
talk
season
about
1.
this? Like, I haven't rated anything on my anime list yet, but we talked about like you asked us, yeah, what would you give these? And it was like, season 1 is a 7 or 8, Code Black is a 7, and then season 2 is like a 5 or a 4 even. Right?
Yeah,
Isn't that kind of what we came up with?
Yeah, we were talking about it last week. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're all kind of on the same page.
Yeah. Anyway, what are some wolf walkers?
Yeah.
Oh, Wolf Walkers. This is a movie that I watched. Watched 2 movies over the weekend. One of them was this one because it looked really nice, and that's like, oh, it's on Apple TV, and I'm like, well, who the fuck has Apple TV? No one. So I found it. I'll just leave it at that.
Found it on the floor.
I found it, and
It's laying there on the side of the
This-
road.
it's pretty cool. I didn't really look up anything behind it, but it's kind of neat. It's like it's a kids movie, but like it's not like like super kids. It's just about this girl. I guess she moves to Ireland or whatever, and it's about like how she befriends a girl who turns into a wolf when she goes to sleep. And the village is trying to kill all the wolves in the forest because they are preventing the farmers from, being farmers. It's pretty cool. The animation style is pretty fucking dope. I recommend it. It's like a feel-good ending too. It feels kind of like it's kind of structured like a Disney movie almost too.
Hold on, but it's only on Apple TV?
Apple TV Plus, yeah.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, yep. Exactly. And then on the completely other side of the spectrum, I watched this movie that just came out on Amazon Prime called Tom Clancy's Without Remorse.
Can we never put Tom Clancy's name on anything else ever again, please?
But
Nope.
this is a real
Clancy
book.
goes on everything, dude.
This is a real book that he wrote though.
I don't care. Just
I
stop.
don't care. I don't
He's
care.
got-
Some of the things like the Division didn't make any sense, right? Like none of that stuff made sense to me.
Anyway, sorry, the movie.
That's fine. I don't know. It has something to do with the fucking Tom Clancy brand. I don't know. You gotta talk to Ubisoft. But this one's got Michael B. Jordan in it, and it's got a lot of mixed reviews so far. I thought the action was good. Wasn't Michael B. Jordan's best performance. It's one of those like Friday night action flicks that you're like, hey, I'll throw this on because it's got a lot of guns and explosions. Like, why not? And I was gonna mention this, but Aiden did not watch the movie. It's not a spoiler for the movie, but what to come. I'm not gonna say it though.
Why not?
Okay.
I don't know, because you said you were gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, if it's not a spoiler, then say
Not
it.
spoiler. All right, yeah, it's not a spoiler to the movie, but a key character at the end of the movie says, I'm thinking of putting a team together from a bunch of different
Oh
countries.
my.
I'm gonna call it Rainbow.
Okay.
I'm like,
That'd
oh
be sick.
shit!
The Avengers with guns. Hello.
Yeah, literally the Avengers. But
I don't know how I feel about that.
But
Do we want a Rainbow Six movie?
Yo, Siege has been doing pretty good. They got to use that money somewhere.
But would
If
it
League
be a
can do it,
good
then Siege
movie?
can do
Siege
it.
can do it.
imagine a world, Tim,
In a world
where the Jack Ryan from
where the
Red
Jack
October
Ryan from
Fuck
Red
you,
October
no.
and
that's
Rainbow
so far
Six
gone.
are in the same universe.
Dude,
Because
that's like
that's what's about to happen. It's gonna
no
happen.
joke. That's like 10 Jack Ryans ago. Okay, we had Jim from The Office play Jack Ryan.
True.
Harrison Ford played Jack Ryan. Like probably 5 other people played fucking Jack Ryan.
A
at
few
some
people
point.
played Jack Ryan. You're not wrong, but I'm just saying.
Look, just because Hunt
just
for Red
saying.
October is fantastic does not mean we need that Jack Ryan in the movie. Okay.
Yo, listen, I like this Jack Ryan. I like Jim from The Office. I like Jim Halpert, Jack Ryan. Aiden feels a different kind of way about it.
I like it.
I thought wait, maybe I'm forgetting our conversation about it. It's been a while.
No, I liked it. I mean, like I had an issue where with what happened in like the direction of season 2, but I liked it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
thought they were good.
I feel like this is kind of alluding though to like this might all take place in the same universe though.
I mean, you know, fucking movie universe is it's hot right now.
It's true. Well, yeah, true. True. I think because
Everybody's
Jack
out here looking at Marvel and going, ah, shit.
Hey, you know
well,
what?
I think
You
they
know
were
what?
trying
If
Yeah.
they're not like DC though, and they actually take it slow, maybe they could actually not totally fuck it up.
No,
Maybe.
we need to start our franchise with a crossover
Oh
film.
my god.
Oh boy.
Anyway, that's it.
I guess to be fair, Iron Man 1 did not end with Nick Fury saying I'm putting a team together.
Yeah. A Hulk did.
Hulk did?
Yeah. he
Oh
said it
yeah,
in
because
the- in
I
the
always
Hulk.
forget that Incredible Hulk movie came out after
Yeah,
Iron
everyone
Man.
forgets that that's the
Correct.
first time we see this motherfucker because it was a shitty movie.
I
It was
only have it
literally a
because it came in
shit-tier
my
movie.
fancy Blu-ray collection because I got the Phase 1 and Phase 2 fancy Blu-ray collections.
Oh, look at you.
It's in a box somewhere. I don't even know. But yeah, I keep forgetting the Hulk movies in that. I've never had the desire to rewatch it.
And I'm playing Ratchet and Clank 1. All right, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. It it's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie, for sure. How do we feel? How do we feel about spoilers?
Finish him.
Honestly, what are you gonna spoil? Like this is a
Who
case of
wins?
oops, all the fights matter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So okay, so it's Mortal Kombat. Like it's just all about fucking crazy fights, brutal shit happening to people. You know, limbs getting ripped off and fucking people getting cut in half. And every once in a while, somebody drops that cheeky line, fucking flawless victory.
Or
fucking
finish him.
Yeah.
finish him.
Fatality. Like,
Kano wins.
yeah.
Like it's some cheesy fucking Mortal Kombat movie garbage.
Wait, does the
And it's
original
fucking
song make an
great.
appearance at all in the movie?
The original, yes, it does. It does
Okay.
make an appearance. And the main character is the worst character in the movie. Because he's not a Mortal Kombat character. He is a
He's
character
not.
Oh my God.
specifically made for this movie.
I thought that was
And-
very strange because, like,
So did I.
literally a quarter of the movie, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I've named off literally every character and what every character was going to be. Why don't I know this guy? I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't I know this guy? Like, I feel like
'Cause-
I don't play combat like that, but I know all these characters.
Like
I
you
looked
see all the usual suspects. It's like, oh hey, that's Sub-Zero. Oh hey,
Liu
look, that's
Kang,
fucking
fucking
Liu Kang, fucking Shang Tsung, fucking
I
Raiden,
I
fucking
did
like
the
God
Jax.
damn it.
It was fucked up though because at the beginning of the movie he has both of his arms, right? And I was watching it with someone who did not know Mortal Kombat at all. Like she never played Mortal Kombat. She never saw the first movie. So I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, he's gonna lose both of his arms. Watch. She's like, what?
Yeah. That is kind of how Jax works, man.
Like, yeah, he has robot. He's supposed to have robot arms. She's like, well, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well,
now
now
you
you
know.
know.
But yeah, I mean, fucking the every side quote unquote side character they're all the better characters in this movie.
Damn.
I don't know, the main character's fucking useless for most of it, actually through all of it, because there's this deciding moment when like he has an opportunity to be a badass and like somebody else shows up and does his job for him basically.
Ugh.
So the main character does fuck all through the entire movie.
So it's
He's
like
just kind of there.
the whole point of him is just to watch other people doing cool stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's great. It's great at that. It's dope. I mean, other than, it's the typical Mortal Kombat thing. It's like, oh hey, Mortal Kombat fucking 10 is coming up. We gotta prepare for the tournament to keep Outworld from coming in fucking up Earthrealm. That's the plot of the movie. There you go.
I will
Woo.
say, at least they kept it like to what it's supposed to be, right? Like, I'm like, okay, this is typical Mortal Kombat storyline.
Yeah.
Raiden comes down. He's like, yo, guys, we got
Y'all
a
are my
problem.
champions. Let's go.
Y'all my champions. Earth is in trouble. Let's kick some ass.
Yeah,
Then you
that's
got
pretty much what
fucking
happens.
dude. I was talking to this. I was telling Tim. There's this guy at the Starbucks in Fairlawn, right? And he like last time I saw him, he wore a Naruto headband like while he was working.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I know this kid's a fucking loser, but he's probably cool.
Wait,
So I go,
hold up. This is the guy who, when he heard me placing an order, said, "Man, you should do voice characters in anime." Completely unprompted. I know this guy too.
yeah, but he said we're friends now, so we're friends. I guess that's how it works. 'Cause I walked in with my Demon Slayer mask. He's like, "Yo, you saw that Mugen Train?" Or no, he said, "You like Demon Slayer?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, you saw Mugen Train? He's like, "Nah, I haven't gotten a chance." And so we started bullshitting. He's like, "Yo, let me ask you something though. You saw Mortal Kombat though?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "Yo, tell me why Liu Kang looks like Michael Jackson."
Yo. Yo.
So wait
Oh
a minute.
shit.
He's like, why is Michael Jackson coming back and everything? He's back in Demon Slayer. He's back in Mortal Kombat.
Yo,
I was like,
shit.
get the fuck out of here. I can't
Yo.
unsee it anymore.
Dude, you fucked me up, man.
Yo, he fucked me up. I was like, I was just going in to get coffee. I wasn't
Jesus
expecting a
Christ.
revelation.
Sir, this is a Starbucks. Oh wait, you work here.
Oh wait, you work here.
What the fuck, dude?
It was funny because I came back and Val's like, man, they burned the shit out of this coffee. Like, I'm sorry, we're talking about anime. It might be my fault.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. It's too true. But anyways, yeah, Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Kombat. It's not. It's good. Like, there's nothing. It's cheesy Mortal Kombat bullshit, but like the effects are all good. It's like not a bad looking movie. It's just Mortal Kombat, and that's all we kind of asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it seems like it earned a lot of money, so it seems
I
like
mean, what other competition they
also
got?
they
Demon
also
Slayer?
Demon Slayer.
they did very heavily allude to a Mortal Kombat 2.
They did.
Yeah, I
They
heard the
did.
tournament doesn't even happen, so kind of gotta.
Correct.
We need to watch that tournament
The
arc.
tournament, they do come out and say this shit's popping off before a tournament, like a formal tournament, and they're like, well, we're trying to finish this before the tournament even begins. you won't have any champions. I'm like, dang, well, all right.
I mean, yo, it's Mortal Kombat. That's some shitty. That's what Shang Tsung would do. He's a piece
That's
of shit.
very true. He's a piece of garbage.
So yeah, you should go watch Mortal Kombat if you like Mortal Kombat. If you don't, probably not gonna have a good time because you're not gonna know what the fuck is going on.
It's almost like every video game movie ever.
Yeah, it's a lot like that actually. Yeah, precisely.
You're talking about the Jews?
Speaking of
Jujutsu.
tournament arc and fighting, Jujutsu Kaisen.
What part are you guys up to?
The Lost in
So-
Paradise.
We so yeah, 2 weekends ago I watched in like 2 mornings 6 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. I was like, this is really good. And then at D&D that night, on Sunday night, I brought up, I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen, but I know Val didn't want to watch it with me, so I'm watching it alone. And Val just turns to me and goes, I did want to watch that. It's like, fuck, now I have to stop and start over again. And Tyler's like, hey, I also want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Why don't we make it part of Val and Tyler Monday anime watch? So then I'm like, fucking goddamn it. I was going to finish this show in like 2 days, and now I have to restart it, and we only watch it on Mondays, which is
man,
fine.
You didn't have to.
I
You
did.
didn't have to.
It's a noble sacrifice.
So last Monday we got a lot of it done, and then this Monday they finally caught up. So we finally got to watch new stuff, and it was worth it because Tyler texted me today and said, "Tim, I want to watch more Jujutsu Kaisen." And I was like, "I know imagine how I felt for that week and a half." Yeah,
Pretty
Jujutsu
great.
Kaisen is really good looking. The world building is really interesting. We just saw the fight against Volcano Head, the first one that Gojo does.
Yeah.
And pretty
So the
excited.
fact that like territories are an important thing in that fight.
Yeah, we learned about domains.
Domains. There you go. Sorry, I'm thinking Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho. No, yeah, we learned about innate domains. We learned Gojo is literally the strongest there ever was. And yeah, we learned about a character who, of course, beats you up if he doesn't like your taste in women.
Yeah, that was.
So fucking
That
anime
was-
extra. Yeah.
Oh, he's the best.
Overall,
Is
though,
he?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Give him till his next appearance to grow on you. Because when you first meet him, you're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Second time
This is a
you're
Chad
like,
with
"Yo,
motherfucker.
this guy is a walking meme."
The first time, it's like, dude, Fushiguro has literally only ever gotten hurt and had to go to the hospital after every single fight that happens in this show.
He's only gotten his fucking ass
also-
kicked.
Freeman, we did see the scene of him meeting his girl, so is that what you're referring to, or just
I'm meeting his girl.
When he
No,
goes-
no, no,
Oh
no.
yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot the his twin with the
no,
Smith and Wesson 44 mag model
no,
27.
no. When he goes to meet the girl he's getting a handshake with. I mean, the girl with the Magnum is literally Tyler's favorite character in the show already. As soon as she pulled out when they're like, "Hey, we're fighting," I'm gonna pull out a
Smith and
gun.
Wesson model 27. Yeah.
No, you got to get through the next arc that
Gotcha.
Itadori is going through, and then when it gets back to this tournament, he'll have his meme moment.
Gotcha. Well, Jujutsu Kaisen is so far so good. We already talked about Code Black. The other two are just really, really minor ones that I don't even know if anyone else is keeping up on. Slime Diaries. Val and I caught up.
What's the verdict on it so far?
It's still fine. It doesn't hurt anything. It's literally so harmless it doesn't hurt at all. Like it makes me more hype for getting
The return of season 2.
good real slime action. Like it does kind of fill out the world, but it's not actively upsetting me in any way so far. I mean, Benimaru has kind of been neutered, but like, what's he gonna do other than be like, "Oh, I'm suddenly the nice bro instead of the aggressive bro."
Instead of our military commander.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's funny, and it literally, I feel like the Reddit comments have said it, but Trainee literally the Dryad, she literally got more screen time in every episode of the show than she probably did in like the entire.
I sort of forgot who you were talking about until you said Dryad. I'm like, oh,
The
that
Dryad-
one character from that one episode. Yes.
The Dryad literally shows up in every single episode. She like forces herself to be there for a few seconds. So it's like clearly whoever's animating this is a huge like fanboy of Trainee. And then the Macadamia, My Hero variety.
Academia.
Boku no Hero. Tyler, you still
Um,
put that show?
I'm still watching it. I didn't watch the recent episode, but I'm still watching it. I'm like I said, I'm still giving it a chance. I'm not gonna drop this show that I've been watching for 90 plus episodes just because I don't like this current direction.
So Val and I
Gotcha.
caught up yesterday completely. Freeman, are you caught up?
No, I'm watching the new episode tomorrow.
Man,
I threw a curveball there.
no, like it's frustrating how useless some characters are. Like the show really wants to pretend like some people aren't useless, and like this.
But we know.
Like this. Okay, this second fight was clearly designed to show, hey, even some useless people are more useless than other useless people. Like,
Damn.
like you guys saw I believe the end of the previous episode shows Mushroom Girl, right?
Yeah, she's stepping in and starting up her part of the plan.
Okay. She's useless. Like, there is levels of, like, how dumb is it to just grow mushrooms?
All
Even
right.
though they ask
I haven't even seen what this character has done yet,
It
and I
doesn't-
want
I
to
also
stress
hate her. What?
I want to stress the point that a lot of manga fans miss out on, and like I will point to Earphone Jack as a prime example. When it comes to any type of breaking and entering mission, she's a top tier hero. But in a one-on-one shonen battle, she is not a combatant at all.
How does she ever do anything?
She literally has good hearing. So any type of
No. The Mushroom Girl.
I don't know. I haven't seen the episode where she does anything.
She's useless, and yet, of course, regardless of who wins the battle, you have to show that a couple of useless people on one team can't be offset by too many not useless people on another team. So we really get to see, you guys already saw in the first episode, clearly 2 members of 1A's team here are useful and interesting and have character development, and the other 2 are literally dog shit useless, do nothing characters.
Essentially. But point is, the show likes to treat us like we're on a scale of who could beat up who, but at the end of the day, being a hero is more than who can beat up who.
Sure, and that's useful, except for when we're in a giant tournament.
We're in a tournament arc where fighting is important. I'm aware of it.
Oh man.
The author wrote his own grave with this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm already pretty ready for this act to be over, especially when it takes like 2 episodes for each fight, because everyone has to be like, oh, you're a student who has shown such improvement. You're a student who has shown such improvement. You have done so much better than you were a season ago. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It feels like this fucking show's wasting my time right now.
it's
I don't know.
I
Part of
wish
the
I
job
could
is
watch an anime where a fight only took 2 episodes.
Yo.
Oh, hold on. Do you guys want to talk about Hunter x Hunter real quick?
Yo. God. Jesus. What? Hayden, we watched like 10 episodes. No one died.
Has a minute passed in the fight yet? Because
At the end of the last episode we watched, the official time passed for 10 episodes was 3 minutes.
Yes.
It has been 3 minutes
I think you mean 3
for
hours,
10
right?
episodes. Dude, it feels like it.
No, 10 episodes is like over 3 hours.
yes, but 3 minutes of canonical timeline has
I
taken
get that.
place.
I'm just
God,
saying
it's
that was the joke.
Fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible.
All right, so I'm gonna
Dude,
take this off
I
my plan
thought-
to watch list.
Oh,
I
no,
thought
don't do
Dragon
that.
Ball. No, it's good. The show is good, but like
No,
this
it's good.
particular arc that's happening is
It's,
just like
it's literally just this part of this arc that does this. The rest of the series is a normal tempo show.
it's fucking. I thought Dragon Ball Z was bad. I thought Dragon Ball Z was bad. This is worse than anything I can't do it.
I want to defend it so badly, but all of your criticism is 100% valid, and I really can't say it's not that bad because I'm not gonna lie, it is. If you're like, I watched it week to week, so I didn't notice it as hard as people who get to watch episodes back to back. But like, anytime I'd have 2 or 3 in a row, I'd be like, "All right, come on, let's get going." Like, this guy's been talking about how he's gonna get up the staircase, and it's like the 3rd episode of him talking about it. So
Literally though, like it fucking infuriated Aiden and I. Like,
Dude.
you
Oh
guys
my
might.
God.
I recommend switching to a 1 episode a week strategy for the next half of the year
I don't know, man.
to get through the
Dude.
remaining 20 episodes of this.
Well, it's like the way that this show goes is like we're hopping to all of these different things where like nothing's actually happening. It's like, all right, what's going on here? These guys are still punching each other. What's going on over here? This guy's standing here staring at this other guy who's in a cocoon. What's happening over here? Ah, these kids are running down a hallway. Let's check back in with the dude in the cocoon. Nope, he's still standing there looking at this cocoon. What's going on with this first fight? Ah, they're still punching each other.
Still punching each other. At least the fucking one guy died. I'm not gonna say who.
Finally, one guy.
Yeah, one guy
One
died.
guy. Like, the pacing is just so bizarre. Like there's this particular moment that really jumps out to me where like Gon and Killua are going to a place and Killua decides to do a little divergence to like take care of some dudes so that one of their other guys can go through to get where he needs to go. So that happens. And then you see it happen 4 more times from different perspectives.
Yes.
And then like the thought processes of all of these people
Like
during this fucking 5 seconds that happens. And that was like the entire episode.
Like they decided, I want to show you this 30-minute sequence, but I want to show you everyone's perspective and insight on this 30-minute sequence. Is how they're going about it.
Yes.
Essentially.
And it's very, very difficult to watch sometimes.
I do not recommend binging this section at all. You're gonna walk away not liking it.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Again, it's too late.
It's
We
too
already
late.
did it.
Fuck.
You know what? Kyle already, and he hyped up. Like, all right, the episode before the last one we watched was pretty good. Right? I liked it, but man, he hyped the shit out of that like way too much.
mean,
Yeah.
Internally, I still hype it. Like the first episode where what the old man does, the shit falling out of the sky, I was like, damn, that was crazy. Now going back, you have to watch that and immediately watch the 2 that follow. Like, it's an okay lead up to 2 episodes of nothing. But
Yeah.
Well, the episode before that is, you know,
the preparation arc.
the 10 seconds of prep before they go is the episode before the cool shit happens. But then, like, you see 5 seconds of cool shit, and then they go into a fucking tangent about how the cool shit is happening. But it's like, yeah, but I want to see the cool shit. Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
Like you already edged me this far. Just let me finish, man.
I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't get much better for the rest of this arc.
Well,
Yeah,
we
I
figured
know.
that
And
much.
then, like, there's this, but it's like these fucking insane times are happening where it's like, Gon just sat down and he's like, all right, I'll wait here for an hour. And the episode ends with 3 minutes have passed.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Dude,
well,
like,
okay.
what is this?
Like I hate
Come
this.
on.
I hate
It's
this.
fucking painful.
Don't worry, he doesn't wait the full hour.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
We'd be on Boruto Shippuden by then.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Yo,
But I digress.
Ron better
It's
kill
good.
this bitch by the end of the fucking
It's
arc.
yeah. I enjoy the show, but this particular part of the show is really taking it out of me.
Yes.
Completely understandable. Tyler, there's a show I noticed you didn't put on the list.
Yeah,
that-
I noticed I didn't put it on there after I went to my anime list during the thing.
Oops,
to-
you're 5 redheads.
Yeah, oops, my 5 redheads.
A show that's a
Quintessential
quintessential
quintuplets.
watch.
Oh my god.
Dude.
So was it as spicy as me and Luigi led you on to believe?
I honestly thought y'all were bullshitting me. But like I watched it and I was like, yo, this chick actually out here being a straight bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I believe you mentioned war crimes.
yeah, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
no one can commit crimes like that against best girl Miku and get away with it.
Dude, like the fact, like that, I think that's what messed me up even more. Like, if she did it against fucking Nino, I probably wouldn't have cared that much. Even with Nino's kind of like redemption arc,
Redemption arc.
which is like I could appreciate because like I feel like that was actually pretty well done. Even though she still drugged him at the beginning of the series, I still,
She
you know,
did.
hashtag never forget.
I realized I was sipping the Nino juice a little too hard when you're like, "How the fuck do you like her? She drugged him." I'm like, you have a point.
Yeah, I'm like, that's some literally unforgivable shit. Like, I didn't like that. I thought that gave off the wrong vibes to me. Then later on, it's like, dang, fucking Ichika, fucking literally pretending to be one of the most like inert like sisters in the spec, probably the most next to Yotsuba.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, we will see about that, but like, man, Miku's just out here doing her best. She's trying to play by the rules, and like, Ichika's like, yo, I'm the older sister. I want to look out for everybody. It's like I want to be a straight fucking bitch. This man is mine. Like, wait, what the hell? Like,
I
she
can't
does
win,
some
so I'm just gonna sabotage best girl.
literally some heinous shit. It's so bad. It gets so bad that the tsundere says you're doing something wrong. Go figure that out, right? Like, in what world? It's like Vegeta telling Goku to be a better father. Like, in what world? I mean, granted, he'd probably say some shit like that, but like, we would never actually hear it.
Not gonna lie, Super actually did have Vegeta being the better father. Point is, we're talking
Vegeta's
about
just a
hard.
better character.
he is.
Fine.
Yeah.
But
Point
point is,
is,
I'm glad you watched all of Quintessential Quintuplets.
yeah, sure. Was it, in your words, trash? Sure, in some parts, but I think it had some genuinely good moments, and it kind of did the whole harem type in a completely different way than any of the other ones, like any typical ones did. You know,
Did you like the main character actually being a Chad at the end of the Sisters War arc?
yo, he was a straight Chad. It was
The
pretty
big
funny.
plot twist with the camera.
Yo, that it sounded like he did it for a wholesome reason though, based on the slideshow at the end. Or did I miss something?
No, just the fact that whole plot line was him just being like, "Yeah, I just want to make sure they had some good memories."
Yeah, I thought
Like-
that was pretty. I did like the twist. It was pretty funny.
Like main character, like a main character in Harriman was like, "I just wanted to make sure everyone had a good time."
Yeah,
But that's not something that ever happens.
no, you're right. Like, especially like when the main character just kind of stands there, right? Like, he actually has utility, right? Like at the beginning, like you see him actually grow as a character and like, hey, I'm just here to make money. I really don't care.
Like I'm not here to be the protagonist.
Yeah, I'm not here to be the protagonist. I'm here to make money. But then later on, he's like, maybe I do care about these girls. Maybe they do mean something to me, and like, maybe not completely in a romantic way, but like, I think they're great, and I want to see them succeed as individuals. I'm
I
like,
don't know.
dang.
The moment for me is when I forget who was talking to him, but they go to the main character like, Miku likes you, and he sits there. He's like, "Yeah, I've known," and it's just like he keeps making these big dick confidence plays that other protagonists just don't do,
Mm.
and I like that.
I've had
It's
my
refreshing.
suspicions. That's
All
good.
right, enough of that. I dragged your quintessential quintuplets review out of you.
No, that's fine.
That's all I
That's
wanted.
fine. I should have. I should have put it down. So
Heh.
now I'll be waiting and watching the movie with you guys when it comes out.
Oh,
If that comes to
God.
theaters, we get to
What?
reunite the Konosuba
Tim,
gang.
don't
to
judge
watch
us,
shit in
okay? Just
theaters.
because we watch fucking Jerry Springer, okay, doesn't mean you gotta judge us, Mister. Oh, I watched Jersey fucking Shore.
Look, I didn't say anything.
You're
All I did was make a sound.
your snide sounds
Yeah.
speak volumes.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. It did.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're done.
Are
here.
we good, Tim? Are we
No.
good?
But we're ending
No,
it
we're
anyway.
not good.
We're ending it anyway. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. As always, we spent literally 50 minutes on what we watched and an hour on everything else. So, you know what? Let's keep the ratio good for once. We'll be back in 2 weeks with hopefully some Castlevania news as well as everything else. So, because that's the most important thing we haven't talked about in long enough. So, you know, bringing it back to the start. But until next time, thanks for listening, everybody. My name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
Vape Boy 18.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.